Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome again to another painting tutorial. Today we'll be painting a turtle because I just love turtles and I've done quite a bunch of turtle paintings, be it tutorial painting or painting with tutorials or paintings with tutorials or paintings that were painted, off cam. So here are the colors that we'll be using for today's painting tutorial. We have primary blue, black, a little bit of green, red, titanium, white, and lemon yellow. So I'm gonna sketch first the subject. But as you probably have noticed, before we sketch the subject, we do first the background on which the subject will be sketched. So for the background color, we'll be doing the underwater colors, which means sand and watercolors. So we'll be using some sandy color. I'll be grabbing my yellow and white. Okay. I'll be adding just a little bit of red. Actually, the red is just beside it. That's why it's already there. I'm gonna get tiny bit of black. Okay. Just tiny bit, just to tone down the colors. Actually, this is too much gray. I'm gonna add white. And let's try this one out. Okay. Okay. I think this is okay. I'm gonna add more white. And the background will only be, I'll be doing the background like this part only. I won't be touching too much this part, simply because it will be the turtle, the subject turtle. Alright. This is just the background, just for us to have an idea where the turtle is. So it's not above the waters, or it's not on the land. Okay. Okay, now I'll be using a little bit of blue and green, blue and green, and black. That's too much black. I'll be using more blue, and we'll be using that right here. Again, let's not touch too much this part because it will be painted over, and besides, I always have a hard time painting wet on wet because my paints dry quite slow. Alright, for now, let it be like that. I'm gonna wash my brush out. Okay, I'm just gonna use this time while the paint is still wet to blend a little, just to remove that super harsh lines. We don't want that because it's underwater. Okay, now we can begin sketching the subject, which will be placed right here on the left side. Okay, I'll be using a smaller brush just for me to make it easier to sketch. I'll be using my black. You can use the blue-green color if you want, but for purposes of visibility, I'm just gonna use darker colors. Okay, again, I'm cropping my subject, meaning we're not gonna do the whole turtle figure. I mean, if you know me, you probably have noticed that my portraits are more like that. Sorry, I'm gonna have to make some adjustments. Since we're just sketching, we will definitely change some things. Right. This doesn't this doesn't look like a turtle. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna use some green and blue. Okay, just to change the vibe. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry guys. I can't help but laugh at my own sketch. Okay, I'm gonna have to make some adjustment right here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make some black colors. As you can see here, I'm doing a little bit of abstract design right on this will be the shell, all right, of the turtle. Okay, like that. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush out. I'm gonna get my blue and green and white. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of red because we want the colors to be more toned down. And we're gonna use this color right here. Make it a little more blue-green. Actually, you can have random directions or brush strokes right here because it's the shell. Usually the shell of the turtle more rough, right? Like it's rough looking. And the texture seems so rough. So it's okay. I'm gonna use a little bit of white just to lighten. Okay. As I told you, my paint is super wet. All right. Let's go back. So there is no particular pattern right here, because later we will add the patterns. For now, let's just be abstract-ish. Okay, like that. So you can see here, I'm using more water than paints, because if you use too much paint, you're not going to be able to achieve that patterns on the skin and on the shell of the turtle. So I'm trying to, no, I'm removing now, actually, the sketch lines that we did. We don't want those sketch lines anymore, because, again, as I've mentioned in my previous videos, in real life, there are no sketch lines. There are no outlines. They are just imaginary, and they are just illusions that our mind creates when we look at the object. So I'm gonna create some brown. I'm gonna get a black and red and anything that's here, just for me to be able to create brown. Maybe more yellow, I'm not sure. Okay, I think this kind of brown. If you have a burnt sienna, it's good. It's just that I don't have burnt sienna. I'm going to make it more brown. Okay, and then this time we'll make some orange colors, red and yellow. I think I need more yellow, because I'm actually using an old palette. So let's see if it's gonna work. I'm gonna use this color right here and just do this technique. Like, look at how I'm doing it. I'm applying it as if I'm just dabbing, for me to be able to create patterns that are not symmetrical. They are not forming any particular shape, you know that. And I'm just gonna allow that to dry, and I'm gonna be using the same color on the face, but this time I'll be watering my paint down. Look at how I'm doing it. If you're not a fan of finger painting, it's all right. You can still use your brush, but again, I have to remove the sketch lines, so I need to use my brush. Oops. Also here. And also right here on the neckline. Okay, there's still some thick sketch lines going on right here, and I'm gonna have to remove that now. We don't want that. Okay, thinning it. Okay. Again, I'm thinning the sketch lines around the neck area, simply because it's not necessary. A little bit of that is important, but not too much. Okay, just like this. All right. Let me check. Okay. It doesn't look weird now. Now I'm gonna use a smaller and pointy brush. Let's move on to the eyes. So the eyes and the mouth will be right here. So I'm gonna, no, not the eyes. I'm gonna start with the mouth. Okay, just like that. Using the same color, just black. Later we'll add more details to the eyes. For now, let's just get first the shape and the size. And fill in. Okay, it's the eye, and then the nose. Now let's use some of the same color that we had for the shell. So it's just green and blue, but this time it will be lighter, so we'll be adding more white. And allow the other colors to mix, especially the black paint, because we want everything toned down. So to tone down the color, you have to use darker shades like green or brown or red. Or black. Sometimes I use black. Some people don't like to use black, but I'm good. So I'm gonna use some of the same color, some paint that are of the same color as that we use for the shell, and I'm just gonna create some patterns on the head. You know what I really like about painting turtles is that I don't have to be so strict about the shape, you know, and the patterns. It's like your own abstract. It's like having your own turtle, creating your very own turtle that makes sense. It's not just abstract painting without sense. I mean, it can have sense depending on who looks at it, right? Usually abstract paintings are like that. The sense is in the eye of the beholder, right? But when it comes to painting objects or persons, it's very direct and you don't have to interpret a lot of things. That's what I really like about painting real subjects. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna add more white to that blue-green color. Let's add some detailing on the body of the turtle. So let's start here first on the fin. Is that the fin? Or the, no, not the fin. The flap? The flap or the flippers? Gosh, I hope I'm not inventing words here. And some details on the neck. I don't know why I'm whispering. Right, now I'm using this color as well, just to lighten the tummy. I hope I'm right. This is the tummy area, right? It's not the back of the turtle because the back is actually the shell. So it's the tummy. Adding more details. Okay, now let's use some white, more white. Okay, again, more white. Oops. It's not that white. And also here. Okay, I'm gonna change my brush, but I'll be using the same color. I will definitely use my palette knife, okay, for this to add more texture. Some more light. Okay, now let's go to the shell. We're not yet done. Definitely, we're not. We haven't really detailed, you know, the parts of the body, the face, everything, but we got the shape of already. But we need more detailing, so I'm gonna use my pointy brush. Let's go back to detailing this. Okay, more white. Good. Okay. Now I'll be lightening the brown color. Again, if you have burnt sienna, please use that color. It's just that I don't have burnt sienna at the moment, so I'm also challenged in mixing. So this is the color that I'll be using. It's very similar to burnt sienna, and I'll be using that to create more patterns right here on the shell. I'm just being abstract here. No, it's not possible, or it's very unlikely that you'll be able to come up with the same pattern as mine, yeah, same pattern as mine, simply because I'm doing abstract, and you cannot just duplicate that. I mean, I cannot even duplicate your painting if you're doing abstract. Right? Some markings on the face. Oops. Okay, it's your black and blue. Just like that. I'm using some light blue colors here and there on the corners of the eye, or around the eye, I mean. Okay. I'm gonna make some dry brushing to make it look more like rough. Right, and I'm using the same color over here on the next flipper. I hope I'm calling it correctly. You know what I mean. This is the flipper. The flap. Please correct me if I'm wrong, all right? Okay. Like that. I'm using another brush, changing my brush. I'm gonna get my green and mix it with this white color. Just like this. And we're going to remove the excess water so that we can dry brush right here. And I'm going in different directions here because I don't want any smooth brush stroke, because I want it to be rough, you know? I want it to be really, really rough looking, especially the shell part. We don't want it to be super smooth. It's just so weird. Okay, now I'm using a little bit of white just to add more texture and patterns. So here. Okay, I told you we'll be using our palette knife later, so get your palette knives ready. I'm so excited to use that. I'm gonna get my white. Oops. Some greens are, it's okay. Okay. Now let's use some more detailing on the flap. These are actually subtle detailing because it's quite like far from the viewer. I'm gonna use some more. I'm using watered down paints. You know what? This is more technical. A lot of techniques. It's not just painting it. You have to use your hand to control the application of paints. There is still some sketch lines going on, and we don't want that sketch line anymore, so I'm gonna remove that. Okay, I'm gonna use some random white colors, especially on the shell. Can even use a little bit of brown here and there. Now I'm gonna add more detailing, little dots. Oops. Getting my blue. Let's create some blue colors. Again, we're trying to create an abstract on the shell. Some browns. It's just abstract, so don't be scared of doing any pattern that you like. I'll be using a little bit of yellow here and there. Okay, good. Now for the neck, I'm just gonna use my black. We want to create some folds. We don't want to miss this detail. I mean, do you like turtles? I mean, I do love turtles. That's the only, okay, in all honesty, that's the only reptile that I like. I don't like any other reptile. I don't hate them, but I'm scared, or I'm a little bit grossed out. Okay, so please don't hate me for that, for saying it. But that's the reason why I only paint turtles when it comes to reptiles. I don't even paint lizards. Oh my god, no way. will have to adjust the nose. Okay, and a little suggestion of eye on the other side. Okay, now I'll be using my smaller brush. We will be glazing some areas. So for that, I'll be using a little bit of blue and green. All right, and maybe white. Okay, and we'll be using some waters. Okay, so I'll be going around this area. Just a little bit of glazing because right. You just want that color to be there. I don't really suggest that this is a beginner type, but anyone can actually try this because it involves a lot of control. Well, some people are really good at controlling their hands, so give it a try even if you're just a beginner. Who knows, you know, you might be able to come up with a very beautiful turtle painting. Okay, just like that. I'll be using this color to apply something right here. It's very subtle, you know, you can actually not do it, but I want to do it. So you may choose not to do it if you don't want to do the background or to focus more on the background, of course. Okay, I'm gonna use my palette knife now. I'm gonna dab onto my white and blue. So it's just like this. It's just the patterns should be there. I mean, all the colors that we use should be there. Black, blue, green, white, and just spread it very randomly so that you create that patterns that you probably won't achieve if you just use your paintbrush, or if you achieve it, it's much faster. It's much faster this way than using a paintbrush. It's more natural looking. Okay, I'm gonna use some blue. just to glaze. Right. Let's move to the eye. We haven't really detailed the eye. Gonna get my white. I'm mixing it with black so that it's gray. Let's create some details. Okay, now I'm using black, but I'm gonna water it down and apply it on certain areas so that we give it more dimension. So it's just the same usual technique that I do. And I even do this on paintings that have no tutorials from me. I use this technique. It's very effective, very quick as well. I always like it quick. I don't dwell so much on my paintings. If I can finish it in one go, I will. I won't hesitate to just sit down and paint. Because if I keep coming back on a painting, I feel like I'm losing the momentum. It's important for me to have the momentum. Once I lose the momentum, I get sick of looking at the painting. I don't know why. I'm using black right here to just create some more patterns. Okay. Some white. And some browns. Let me check. Not bad. However, I need to be more detailed. Gonna apply some more white. like dots. To give the neckline more like rough details. Some blue. Okay. Gonna get my yellow and white. Just like that. This brush, I'm going to get my white. I'm just gonna make some dry brushing. On the head. Okay, now I'm gonna use this white to just lighten underneath, you know, the turtle to give it some more light. Okay. I'm lightening the head part. And also a little bit on the eye, not too much, just make sure that it's there. Let me check. I keep on hitting my camera. I'm sorry. More details right here. Okay, I'm gonna use my palette knife, right? I'm gonna try if this is going to work. And just the edge, okay? The edge of my palette knife, and I'm just gonna make some, yeah, like that. using a little bit of browny yellowy color. Let's just go under a little bit of that color right here. Very subtle. You don't want to overdo that. Just make sure that it's there. It's a little detail. A little bit of orange. Check. Good. More shading. I'm just now obsessing Okay, I think I have to sign this now, right? We have to sign this now because if we don't sign this now, I'm just gonna continue obsessing. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna use a black for my signature. That would be here. Ooh. All right, so wow, we're done finally. Or maybe not. I'm just gonna go just apply some more paint on the background to make it more water-like. And more crazy. Good. All right, I think we're done. We're done, guys. And I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you do this one as well. If you like this video, let me know in the comment section below. If you're painting along with me, let me know in the comment section below as well. So tag me on your posts if you painted along with me in the past. Even if it's not this turtle tutorial, if it's another tutorial, let me know so that, you know, I get to brag about you and your work because I usually share it on my Facebook posts, on my Instagram posts as well, so that other people know that you painted along with me. So see you in my next video. Bye guys. Love you.